Advanced AngularJS directives. The most important thing about kind of advanced directives is isolated scope and understanding that. I think the second most important thing about advanced AngularJS directives is actually understanding how they integrate with kind of third-party libraries. That was my Kansas accent coming through. I apologize. From there is on the far end of the esoteric scale, you have transclusion and compile. I literally, for the life of me, could not think of an example of how to use compile. I've just never needed to use it, but I will talk about it. I know that internally it's used, but it's even the docs are like most of the time you're not going to do any template modification. You don't really need it, or you probably will not need it, but this is why you would need it. Transclusion as well, I rarely have ever used it, but doing something like a dialogue where you need to actually keep track of the current scope that is on the HTML, but then inject it with kind of like your dialogue scope as well, like directive scope without blowing out the other scope. That's where we use transclusion. I'll get into that in just a moment. So isolated scope, it does not prototypically inherit from its parent. So what this does is this prevents a parent modifying data on the directive, more importantly, is it prevents your directive from modifying data on the parent. For the most part, think of this as when you define isolated